Interesting. But let's say I were to come to you. I want to make I want to make something. So how would you? Meaning, do I send you a recipe? Do you work with me in terms of what you have on staff? How do you come up with make whatever? Being that you're involved in private labeling, how do you invent my dish?
Well, we first start off with a product development portfolio, right? What are your five key callouts? For instance, let's just say you wanted to do a granola. Well, I want my granola to be high in protein. I want my granola to be certified gluten-free. I want my granola to have less fat. I want my granola to have less sugar or natural sugars. Based on those categories, then we will go to our product development labs and we will then develop the formula to reduce sugar, use only gluten-free ingredients, use more nuts because nuts contain protein. You know, granola contains a little bit of carbs, probably good carbs, but they also give off sugar. So it's about the baking process and time to reduce the amount of sugar that you're gonna, get from baking granola a little extra.
How much of the trial run involves also taste testing? Meaning, in theory, you say I want it to have this much protein, I want it to have these ingredients, but do you ever run into the problem where also, well, it also has to taste good?
Yes, we do. What we'll do is when we do run a new product for a customer, first of all, we'll do a benchtop sample, which is basically a small lab sample. We will then internally have X amount of individuals, anywhere between 5 and 10 individuals, taste and give us their feedback based on different categories: texture, flavor, taste, um, likeness, and they'll give us their feedback. Then based off of that feedback, we'll then tweak the formula one more time, send that to the customer, and then allow them to come back to us with feedback. A lot of the time, most of the products that we've developed for customers that are in-house right now, on the first go around, they're already on board with what we've created with very small tweaks. Maybe it's add 1% more sugar or take 1% less salt out.
Mhm. And the whole manufacturing process from start to beginning, start to end. And then if you're taking a product, you've got the research, the development side, the every part of it. Like, how long does it take until it can actually hit the shelves and customers can actually try it?
Well, so if you're talking about a new product right from the get-go, what you're going to have to do is first you're going to have to make a benchtop sample. Once you do a benchtop sample, then and you accept it, that formula then converts into manufacturing, where we're then going to say, okay, our manufacturing shift is capable of doing 7,500 pounds in a shift. In an hour, we can do 1,000 pounds. We will then run a trial, right, with an hour worth of time. That'll be 1,000 pounds of product. Once you're done with that 1,000 pounds of product, one thing it enables the production plant or us to do is give you viable costing. We'll understand what our throughput is, what our run rates are, how many employees it took to do this, that, and the third, and we'll be able to give you costing. At the same time, you want to take that product and you want to send it out to somebody like Silica Labs to do shelf life testing. That way, you'll be able to tell what the shelf life of your product is, and then you can physically put that best buy date on your product and put it out in the retail market space, along with presenting to your retail buyers or your retailers, hey, we've done this amount of shelf study. This is the shelf life of the product. Once you put it into your stores, it can be in the back room for 4 to 6 weeks prior to going on shelf. At the point it's on shelf, you have, 9 months to move through that product. A lot of time, product that goes on the shelf will be able to be moved out in 8 weeks.